The book is The Gda Diet, Shop Yourself Thin, and the author is Nigel Denby.
Thanks very much.
What is the Gda Diet? Tell me.
In short, I think of it as a passport to a lifetime of healthy eating and weight management if you're busy, if you're living on a budget, and even if you're a vegetarian. It's basically a guide to over 20,000 products that you'll find on supermarket shelves, and it takes you through the labelling that we all see on the front of the packs and teaches you how to use that labelling to eat well and stay in control of your weight.
This sounds ideal. So you slip this into your bag. You'd have to have it with you, wouldn't you? Go to the supermarket and
Yeah, although there's some really basic, simple principles of the diet. We teach you how to spread your intake over breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks. You certainly don't need to go hungry. And once you become familiar with that, it's really easy actually to look at the GDA, the Guideline Daily Amount lozenges that you find on the front of pack to keep a track of your intake throughout the day.
And you're a dietitian, aren't you? Where did your interest in diet and food come from?
Two angles, really. First of all, I've struggled with my own weight for most of my life, and so has most of my family. And I've certainly understood the pain and the anguish that that can cause. And it's also really taught me to understand that most of us who struggle with our weight aren't lazy and aren't greedy. We're just a bit confused about what we should actually be eating. Secondly, I originally trained as a chef, so I absolutely love to eat, and it's all I think about. So that, I think, compassionate side plus my love of food really was a natural way to move into dietetics. And now I still work with patients and help them with their weight and of course write books.
Is it still an effort for you to eat healthily and eat thin?
Not so much an effort. I mean, there's nothing that I won't eat, but I've really learned to balance what I eat with how active I am. And I never tried to be perfect. None of us can be perfect all of the time. And if that's what we aim for, very quickly we'll find that that's just unattainable. So I think it's about being watchful of what you eat most of the time, but also allowing yourself to relax and enjoy yourself.
How does obesity happen, Nigel? And when you see people who are so fat that they can barely move, how do you get to that point? I mean, it looks a lot like a lot of eating and a lot of greed, doesn't it?
Well, there certainly is an amount of eating that goes in there, but most of us are born with our fat cells, and as we gain and lose weight throughout life, we simply fill those cells up or empty them out. The problem is, when we go into the yo-yo diet cycle of crash dieting, very rapid weight loss, we tend to start messing up our metabolism as well, and that means that if we followed a diet that's simply too hard to maintain, as soon as we go back to normal eating, we'll actually gain more weight than we lost in the first place. And very often in a clinical setting, I'll see somebody who started dieting 20, 30 years ago and is actually about 5 stone heavier than when they'd ever started. And that's exactly why I really wrote the GDA diet. This isn't a fad diet, it isn't a crash diet, it's simple, common sense, and it's a really practical tool to help anybody out there who wants to eat better.
So everybody really should have a copy. Well, obviously you would say that, but I mean, it'd be wise to follow a diet like this for...
I think, we're all leading very busy lives. We're all time pressed, and none of us can afford the time to go out and gather ingredients with the morning dew and make everything from scratch. So we do need to rely on convenience food, and that's fine. Most of us shop in a supermarket, and most of us, certainly at the present climate, are having to watch the pennies. So I think if you come under any one of those, then yes, this is certainly a book for you.
Because there is a budget section, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah.
There are plans in there for people on a budget, for busy people, for vegetarians, and also lots of really useful tips from my chefing days to show you how to use the GDA principles on your own recipes as well. We've also got a website that supports everybody who's following the diet, gdadiet.com, and there's much, much more information and genuine, compassionate support on there as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. That was Nigel Denby talking about his book, The GDA Diet, Shop Yourself Thin.